Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty here with recaps and reviews for Netflix's Resident Evil episodes 3 and 4. Still displaced from home, as you can tell. And I wanted to kind of group these together because there's, other stuff I want to cover. And I finally found a website that seems to accurately, convey what's happening instead of just splitting it into past and present, which it was harder than you'd think. So we'll just jump right in here with episode 3, The Light. And this was not the most eventful episode, but we get a nice nod to the original Resident Evil, or the remake, because Simon sends Jade the rumors of the original Raccoon City and stuff like that. And there's talk about the experimentation of Lisa Trevor and her mother. I don't know how any of this stuff got leaked. It'd be interesting if we could actually see Lisa, though it's sad that there's yet another timeline where she gets royally screwed over. No mention of the dad, though. Meanwhile, we have Wesker, who is trying to figure out what the heck is going on with Billy, and figures that he has about 52 hours to find some way to deal with it. But despite this, he lets Billy go to school. And Billy wants to go to school, even though, if I were in Billy's thing, with, practically vomiting blood, I would not want to. I would not want to go. But she insists, and Wesker he just lets it happen. And school does not go super well. Billy seems jealous of Jade and Simon, and she's getting all freaked out at sounds. We get a lovely shot of her vomiting, or hallucinating vomit at any rate. Oh, and Simon can't get the rest of the report because Umbrella has updated their firewall, and he's all like, oh, they haven't updated their firewall in years, which really just explains a lot, doesn't it? So we jump back to the future, where Jade is still running from Baxter's little gunning down thing, and apparently he thought they were using rubber bullets. I don't know why. He was totally fine with killing all those other people. Jade manages to hide with this little boy named Liam, and it's like, that kid's gonna die. Just immediately know that. We do eventually meet his family, and, I wanted them to make it, him and the mom and the dad, but it's like, it's not going to happen, because pretty much any time you're in a survival horror setting and you got a pre-established relationship, siblings, or, family of any kind, friends, dating, one of them's going to die. It's just guaranteed. So they try to escape via some, caravan thing. But it doesn't go well because lickers show up. And they just start slaughtering people. The family, Jade, and a random guy manage to escape into some other area and are attacked by a giant spider. And again, they're already doing way better than Welcome to Raccoon City in terms of the enemies. If nothing else, we're getting Resident Evil enemies out of this, so, take what you can get. And Mark ends up doing this, heroic sacrifice to take out the spider, gets killed, fails, it's very graphic. Meanwhile, Jade, who has a gun, just lets this happen. We found out, I almost forgot, we found out that the boy is infected. So, yeah, he's screwed. And Jade tries to convince the mom to leave him, but she won't. So Jade goes above ground by herself. And we don't get any closure on what happens with Liam and his mother. But Jade gets out, and she ends up getting, captured. Meanwhile, this recap seems like it is missing 20,000% of the episode. Unless that's all that happened. That doesn't seem like all of it, is it? I hate that I can't pause this. I miss being able to record on my normal computer. Because, yeah, like, even the picture has the little board meeting thing. I swear, what is with the recaps here of all this? Because I also thought the thing with the meeting happened. Anyway, Jade escapes. She's in France. Turns out Baxter was there the whole time somehow. But then they all get kind of attacked and taken captive by, I don't know, random people. And one of them just bashes Jade over the head with a gun because apparently they think she works for Umbrella, even though Umbrella was pretty clearly trying to capture her. So, yeah. I swear that meeting happened in this episode. This recap thing is driving me nuts. Yeah. Looking at the recap for 4, there was a meeting early on where Wesker tries to convince everyone that, you know, if they take enough of the joy stuff, it's not safe, so they should, like, work on it, and he shows them Crazy Violent Rat, which he recaptured. There's also a scene where Crazy Boss Lady, I'm pretty sure that's also in the last episode, where the Crazy Boss Lady, Evelyn, like, cuts the rat's head off. We thankfully cut away from that one, but that was still pretty freaky. I don't know why the recap didn't mention any of that. I swear. Better off just scrolling through the episode. At least then I actually get, you know, what's happening. So Evelyn agreed when that happened to let Albert work on a cure, which I'm guessing he wants to use for Billy. But I don't really like Evelyn much. Like, hoping she doesn't make it, and we'll probably be happy to see her go. But, oh yeah, this is episode 4, The Turn. So, Jade pretty much tells Billy what is going on. Oh yeah, Angel's in the neighborhood. Doesn't mention that either, because I'm pretty sure this episode starts with freaking Angel, the website owner guy, interviewing the wife of, like, the dude that went crazy in, like, Tijuana or whatever. And she gets upset because she thinks he doesn't believe her. And then I think he finds the Raccoon City stuff. But, yeah, so... Because I got really confused when they kept referring to Raccoon City, because I kept forgetting this takes place in New Raccoon City. But, yeah. And... yeah, there was also an interview, and I can't remember where that was either, but I remember it being early on where it's talking about how Evelyn's father got, like, ousted from the company or whatever, and she's in charge now, and they're totally trustworthy people, and they're not. I swear, I'm so annoyed with this recap thing. But anyway, so Jade has also figured out that Billy might have a time limit before she succumbs to the virus and goes all crazy. So she tells Billy about it, and Billy is like, well, we should tell Dad. And Jade is like, no. And I'm like, I'm on board with Billy here, because if you think you have a disease that's going to, like, make you violent and crazy, telling your father, who specializes in that kind of thing, would probably be the smart move. And, like, if they had found something that made them, like, really distrust him or something, that might make sense, but they haven't. I mean, you could make the argument that the stuff they saw in the Umbrella facility creeped them out, but they don't say that. It's just like, no, let's just not tell Dad. No reason given. And Jade gets invited to a party, and Billy's like, let's go. And it's a really stupid move, because if she does go all crazy and violent, she's probably going to kill people. Because she did, at school, attack the dude. That was another thing that was not mentioned. She ran away from school after she started hallucinating, and we learn that Evelyn is Simon's mother. Because, of course. But, yeah. What is with these recaps? But, anyway. Angel arrives in Raccoon City, is recognized. This is probably going to end up being super out of order because of all the stuff they don't mention for some reason. If anyone knows of any actual detailed recaps, please just tell me. But anyway, so Billy wants to go to the party. It's a really dumb move because, you know, if she does go crazy, she could end up killing a lot of people, and she's aware of this. But on the other hand, a part of me kind of respects it because she's basically like, if I'm gonna die, I'm not gonna die just lying here waiting. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna party. So, whatever. And they're having it's honestly a pretty unique party setup. They're like in some like construction area. I don't know why there's a construction area and why it's not monitored. But the kids are there and they've got like a skateboard ramp thing set up, and Billy goes to do it, and Jade just completely ignores her and is off talking with Simon, and Billy's upset because of that. And yeah, Billy goes off on her own and is just being all mopey. Jade eventually remembers she exists and goes to talk with her, and they have the, you don't really care about me argument. Then Angel shows up because he's looking for Jade because he wants to figure out who was bitten so he can interview them. And everyone thinks he's like with the police, so they bolt. Except for Jade and Billy, they hide. I don't know why they're hiding, like, at least talk to this dude. But he starts talking about how he wants to know who was bitten and all that. And Billy's aware who he is, so she kind of comes out and starts asking him questions. And they learn about the Raccoon City cover-up, which, it's basically the same in the games. The infection spread and everything got silenced. And he ends up realizing that Billy was the one who got bit. And they run away, he runs away, he ends up getting caught by Umbrella because Umbrella has realized he is there, and they recognize him. He also has a really cute looking van with like a cupcake on it. It's like pink and like light green or light blue. Very nice looking van. But anyway, so we jump back towards the future, or at least that's what the recap says. And it turns out that this is the Brotherhood. They're like a cult, and they think the zombies are a work of God. Whatever. I swear the dude that leads them looks like Liam Neeson. I don't know what that dude's name is. But they've got like I almost called them walkers. They got the zombies like doing manual labor, and there's like a queen zombie. It's weird. But they lock Baxter and Jade up together. Baxter actually gets a pretty decent moment where he's talking about his kids and how he's doing all this for them, and then it turns out that the kids are dogs. That was genuinely funny, but he manages to escape. We see them sacrificing like one of the people that he was with to feed the zombies, and they got the chainsaw guy from Resident Evil 4. So, a bit weird that he's here, but it still kind of fits in with the theme. Yeah, I don't know, they went all over the place with the story, but they do have the, they still have they have the monsters down pat. I don't know why they messed up with the characters so much, but whatever. Oh, that reminds me, another thing this recap does not bother to mention is when Angel is talking, and he's like, oh, the Raccoon City thing was a cover-up, he also tells us two other things. One is that there is no record of the existence of Billy and Jade. Like, no birth certificates, no social security number, nothing. Which, let's be real, is not the biggest plot twist because, I think we all figured there's something strange going on with them. But he also says that Wesker died in 2009. I was actually really interested the minute that I heard that, because I'm like, I still haven't beaten Resident Evil 5, but, I know the basic plot, so it's like, oh, is that when he died in Resident Evil 5? So, because, they did the whole thing where they race-swapped Wesker, so is it going to turn out that this really isn't Wesker? This is maybe one of the Wesker kids or whatever, which I think would be a much more preferable explanation. But yeah, not mentioned at all in the recap. So anyway, we actually get in the future, we get probably one of the coolest scenes ever, where Baxter just destroys a bunch of zombies. Like, it's a genuinely impressive scene. Way cooler than like anything else that has happened in the show so far. Everyone's about to escape, but Jade goes back and kills the queen zombie and takes her head because, I guess, research. She almost gets killed, narrowly manages to escape, and she is saved at the last minute by Baxter. And they nearly make it out, but she fails to pull him up because she won't let the head go that she took with her. So he dies. So they give him this really, like, they give him a lot of really good scenes and moments, and then they just kill him off. And then Umbrella helicopter, most likely Umbrella helicopter shows up and is shining a spotlight on Jade, so she's just gotten into more trouble. And that is where the recap ends, and who knows how much it left out. I remember there was one scene, too, where Evelyn was doing yoga with her wife. They're still... Diana's still so cute. You know, I wish the best for her, not so much for Evelyn. But I will say I genuinely liked episode 4. The scene with Baxter taking on all the zombies alone is pretty cool. But you have the stuff that Angel says that kind of connects to the games. Even if it's its own thing, it's nice that there's some actual ties. And then, you know, the monster showing up. So, yeah. I'm definitely more interested now. At this point, I do know that the series has been canceled. So there's probably going to be a lot of unanswered questions by the end, which that does suck. But that's it for now. My throat is getting sore, and it's actually like really early in the morning. I should be sleeping, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to have, you know, anything to myself later. So I wanted to get this recorded now. I actually watched both of these episodes a few hours ago. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye!